Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We're talking about Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos in tonight's video. So you guys just finished your last preseason game. We're going to take a look at some of these clips here. This was the touchdown throw to Courtland Sutton. Now, this throw is actually getting ragged on, and what was kind of surprising to me is this whole Broncos team is getting ragged on. I've been seeing, and granted, it's Twitter, it's probably more likely, younger kids over there. But anyways, people were saying this first team offense looked horrible, and I just don't really see it. What I really liked from Bo Nix is obviously he went 10 of 14 for 110 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions, and 2 of those were drops. All right, we'll actually probably show you the Evan Ingram one, and then Courtland Sutton also dropped one early on in the football game, or right away in the football game. What I like here is we see Bo Nix doing what? I mean, he's just throwing the football, and Courtland Sutton has yet to even, make his turn, right? So I just like throwing with anticipation, and the sophomore slump is what people love to talk about with these young quarterbacks, and Sutton makes a beautiful play at the football. He's truly one of the more underrated wide receivers, in my opinion, in the National Football League, but everyone talks about sophomore slumps, and I'll even maybe save my Bo Nix rant for the next clip because I feel like maybe this has gone on too long. So let's get into it. So here's the thing. We got Bo Nix here, right here, obviously, QB1. And I'll let this play out actually before we even get into it. But kind of what I was going to rant about, because you see stuff like this and maybe it's not that big of a deal. And Sutton also, by the way, gets like an extra 10 yards on that play. We'll show you in a second. Jaden Daniels and the Washington Commanders get so much love, man. They really do. And Jaden Daniels is an impressive quarterback, and he had a really good rookie season. Obviously, they made, the NFC Championship game, so it is rightfully so. I still really think Bo Nix had the best rookie quarterback season last year, and for some weird reason, that take's not really discussed too much. I think a throw like this, where you're moving to your left, you're a right-handed quarterback. We see he's got his right foot planted here. This is just athletic. And I know you expect your quarterback to do this throw and to make this throw and to have it be properly placed to whoever he's throwing. But in real time, preseason or not, this small stuff is very impressive to me because I know Bo Nix is one of the more talented passers from last year's rookie quarterback class. He had 3,800 passing yards, 29 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, but more importantly, he led the Denver Broncos to the playoffs. And we look at the first couple of games from Bo Nix, and it's not like it was, bust by any means, but he got so much better as the season progressed, and his chemistry, his timing, his throws, the footwork, all of it is why Broncos fans are so excited about Bo. And then you can throw in, Courtland Sutton, you can throw in RJ Harvey, you can throw in a top-rated offensive line, you can throw in Evan Ingram, you can throw in one of the best defenses in the National Football League, and it all makes it so much more exciting. But at the end of the day, Bo is one of the more, if not, like I said, in my opinion, the most talented rookie quarterback that we saw last season. And he does stuff like this that just isn't really commonly talked about, in my opinion. All right, guys, getting back to the younger folk here. And by the way, the DeValey Vaughn trade, that really surprised me. Maybe we'll talk about it. I have kind of like a whole Broncos grand scheme of things planned for the next couple of days, so keep an eye on that. We'll talk about DeValey Vaughn getting traded. Audric Estime, RJ Harvey in tonight's game, 3 carries, 4 yards, 1.3 yards per carry. That's kind of a big reason, in my opinion, people were freaking out. They see these stat sheets, and it's preseason, man. You can never win. And we talk about that in every NFL video we've made in the last couple of weeks. But you can't win. You either do good or you do bad. And people just have their own narratives that they like to run with. But here's Audric Estime, my Notre Dame football legend, running it in for a touchdown. He had a really good football game. 8 carries for 45 yards. Averaged 5.6 yards per carry. And 1 touchdown that you just saw. And it looks like Audric's about to get cut. No matter how he played in tonight's football game, it seems like he's about to get cut. And, I'm hoping he makes this practice squad. And, maybe he deserves a change of scenery. Maybe he wants a change of scenery. I mean, at the end of the day, I hope he makes the roster. But I'm assuming by the time a lot of you guys watch this video, because roster cuts are only a handful of days away, that you'll know the 53-man roster. So I did just kind of want to say, first off, hit that like button if you guys haven't already. It makes the world of a difference to these videos. Try and get 250 likes on tonight's one, folks. It really does make a big difference. And then let me know down below, yes or no, if you think Audric Estime is making this 53-man roster. We don't have too much defense in today's video because I really just wanted to talk about Bo Nix, because like I said, the hate I've seen on like social media, particularly Twitter, is really surprising me. Pat Surtain, this dude was obviously, he's defensive player of the year, and it really is crazy to me that you guys now have Jahdae Barron and Pat. It's truly a loaded defense. We made a Broncos video, a couple of, honestly, probably a week ago from the time of this recording. It didn't do too well, so I don't think too many of you guys saw it, but this defense is truly terrifying. They were last season, but because people didn't really recognize any names outside of Pat, I don't think it was still even really appreciated because of how the Broncos season ended. I don't care who this wide receiver is, for the New Orleans Saints or whoever he's going up against in any preseason or regular season game. You guys have the best defensive player in the National Football League as far as DPOY goes last season, and it's only getting better. And this is another big reason why I think the Broncos, Bo Nix, sophomore slump, I think all that kind of rhetoric it's pretty lazy, in my opinion. One of the more underrated factors to Bo Nix, not only in his rookie campaign but also in college football, was just his ability to maneuver out of the pocket and his athleticism in general. And he's going to throw this out there to Tyler, and I just really like Bo Nix's athleticism because, like I said, you hear so much about Jaden Daniels, as you probably rightfully so should, but Bo's season, I don't know if it's the Broncos, because to be honest with you, as a Packers fan, I live down here in Florida, so maybe that has a thing or two to do about it, but I don't really see too much Broncos stuff. But honestly, I feel like I remember seeing NFL visuals that you guys pretty much dominate the West Coast. I used to go to school in Utah for a little bit, and I think everybody in those states kind of like a Broncos fan, but over here in the East or the Southeast, man, we don't see anything about the Broncos. And once again, just kind of going back to the whole ethos from this video, is Bo Nix, heavily underrated, as good of his rookie season really was. Alright guys, unfortunately we didn't see too much from Pat Bryant tonight, the Sam Ellinger. He finished with 5 total targets, but he only had 2 catches that you're about to see. One of them was for 19 yards, and I really like the maneuvering of this pocket. I love the throw on the move here, and then you see Pat Bryant just come with it. We did a whole Pat Bryant film study on this channel sometime last week, and I just think this is going to be one of those dudes that's always going to be open. We did, primarily from your second preseason game, we were talking about how he really has kind of a knack for finding the open holes in a zone coverage. And I don't know what his statistics will be like Bo Nix next season, or his playing time as far as reps go for snap count from each regular season game goes. But I know Broncos fans, you guys are obviously hyped about You guys are obviously hyped up about Pat Bryant. There we go. And it's rightfully so. And he had a really solid preseason. Maybe we'll do a whole Pat Bryant film study from all of his 3 preseason games. And on that note, if you guys have any film study you want me to do specifically, because we have a whole week of no NFL football until the regular season begins, let me know down below in regards to the Broncos. All right, man, we'll probably end it here. This is with Bo Nix, Courtland Sutton. This was the first play of the game, I believe, right? First Broncos play of the game. There were 2 of these, and this is honestly, this is so well guarded. This is so great. This is phenomenal defense from the defensive back for the New Orleans Saints here. Like I said earlier, I was possibly going to show you an Evan Ingram drop. That was way worse than this. But at the end of the day, man, it's preseason. These things happen. And, I know the kind of rhetoric around the whole Broncos game that you're going to see online, probably not in Broncos beat writers or reporters or journalists or any of that stuff, because they're always very fair. I just see a lot of stuff on Twitter. I hate that I even said that for the 3rd time in this video, but it's stuff like this where that's just phenomenal defense from number 0 right there on the New Orleans Saints. Maybe the football technically, honestly, no. I don't really know where else you would be able to throw this football. I know if it touches your hands, you should be able to catch the football. If only it were that easy. And I just wanted to say, I'm so excited about this Denver Broncos team, man. I really am. I love Bo Nix. Always have, always will. This defense phenomenal. We all love Sean Payton. We all know he knows what he's doing. The whole addition of Evan Ingram, R.J. Harvey, J.K. Dobbins, Pat Bryant, some of these dudes on offense, in my opinion, it's truly going to be a game changer. And I know it's easy for a Broncos fan, like if you're watching this, to maybe get a little too excited and then be like, hold on, I want to get back to reality. But I will tell you, as a Green Bay Packers fan, this team is terrifying. You guys always support my videos. I know it. I don't speak ill really in the NFL, otherwise I'm not going to make a video on it. But I would love a Broncos-Packers Super Bowl, man. If only a boy could dream. But I guess that's going to be it for tonight. It's getting a little bit late. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit that like button, hit that sub button. Give me your thoughts on Bo Nix, the Denver Broncos, and the 3-0 preseason you guys just finished. Peace.